I saw Beau was afraid. I've been sitting in front of my laptop for about 30 minutes now, just trying to figure out what am I gonna do. Like, what am I gonna do to talk about this? Because I am going to avoid spoilers for this video. And I, what do I say about this? I figured I should start off with the basics here. This is the newest movie from Ari Aster. His last two movies were Midsommar and Hereditary, two modern horror classics, if I'm being honest, even if they're newer takes on Rosemary's Baby and The Wicker Man. I still think those really helped cement Ari Aster as a force to be reckoned with in horror. It's been 4 years since Midsommar, and throughout this time he has been trying to put together Beau is Afraid. He has been talked up a lot about this movie on just, he can't believe that A24 let him make this and just go wild with the script he wrote, I think, back in 2014. We have a murderer's row of actors involved in this. Joaquin Phoenix is the lead in this. We have some great character actors in the form of Nathan Lane, Amy Ryan, Stephen McKinley Henderson is in this as well, and also a small appearance from Richard Kind, who I think is really underrated. We also have Broadway legend Patti LuPone in what I'd say is the biggest supporting role in this, along with Parker Posey, who does a very good job in this as well. On top of all this, the trailers and the marketing for this have been very weird. At the premiere of this, the Q&A, this got Martin Scorsese's stamp of approval when he moderated a Q&A with Ari Aster. And what I think is the biggest part of all this is that for the critic screenings for this movie, they have been viscerally either positive or negative. It has been to a point where I thought they were paid to say that this movie is bad, and that there was even one tweet that went viral about this, that somebody called this a career killer for Ari Aster. And let me just get into that. Well, let me get into this fucking movie. So Joaquin Phoenix plays a man named Beau Wasserman in this. He is afraid of quite literally everything. If it is out there, he is afraid of it, and in some instances, it is specifically out to get him. It is a very heightened reality. If you do see this, throw every bit of logic out the window, because this is pretty nuts. Honestly, I'm not gonna get into spoilers on this. I have a specific thing written out of what not to talk about in this, because there is so much involved within this story, within this plot, and when it becomes available on digital, like to rent on iTunes or something like that, I am going to watch it again and do a video where I can actually talk about this movie, because I feel like I'm not going to do it justice without talking about spoilers. So I'm going to do that like in a couple months when I'm going to sit down and watch this again. But I will say, just to boil it down to something, Sigmund Freud would have loved this shit. He would have had a field day with this movie, and honestly, I think I'm having a field day with it, because coming out of the theater for it, I was very split on this, because this is one of, genuinely, I'm not playing this up or anything, this is genuinely one of the most batshit insane movies I have ever seen. Bar none, I could honestly say, whether if I had a positive or a negative reaction to this movie, I think I'm a changed man. Okay, we gotta get into the acting now. Which everybody does a pretty great job. I think I'm gonna single out Joaquin Phoenix, because, come on, it's Joaquin Phoenix. You know he's gonna bring a great performance to any movie he's in, and this is no different. He's essentially playing, like, a neurotic baby man in this. like I said earlier, he is afraid of everything. And when I mean everything plus some other thing that you would have never thought of. And it is truly just such an odd performance that I really only think like only someone like Joaquin Phoenix could do, because this is such a weird character and just in a really great performance with it as well. I can't really touch on Patti LuPone too much because there is even more like incredible stuff from Patti LuPone in this, and just this is tough to talk about. That's why I'm gonna do a spoiler review a couple months from now, because just so much getting into this. However, what I can say though is that this is not a horror movie, because I mentioned he did Hereditary and Midsummer. Those are very much horror movies. This one isn't really a horror movie. There are scary things. In fact, I could probably argue that this is Ari Aster's scariest movie. And just there's it's also like it's a dark comedy. That if I had to put it under something, it is most definitely a dark comedy. And just and because of that, it is probably the funniest movie of the year. There were parts of this movie where I was laughing really hard at it, and in a packed theater as well, and other people were laughing too. I was not laughing at the movie because there are definitely a lot of parts of this where I thought, wait, am I laughing because it's a funny situation, or am I laughing because, wow, what is going on in this movie? Granted, it's a bit split on that, but there's a lot here. Just to say that, I can't pass that up. However, there's one thing that I can full out say that I did genuinely love about this, and there is the way this movie's structured is in four 45-minute sections, and there is a section in this movie where it is mostly animated, and it is one of my favorite scenes in a movie I've seen in a long time. There is so much that gets put into this scene and in this movie as a whole that, like, Ari Aster, I said it himself, I can't believe this got made. And honestly, just yeah, I've said it so many times already. There's so much that went into this. There's really so much that went into this that I have to just look at it and go, what a fucking achievement, just in general. The synopsis on IMDb says that this is an epic odyssey. And yeah, it is. This thing, again, I said, this is divided up into four 45-minute sections. This is a 3-hour movie. Like, on the dot, 3 hours. And it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be 3 hours. It felt longer than it, because they're always, like, picking apart so much from this movie. And granted, I wouldn't cut any specific scenes. It's just there are a couple of parts that just went on for too long, and like could have shaved off a couple of minutes off of it. You could have like cut maybe 15 minutes from this, maybe 20 if you shave off some of the scenes. But overall, just I would shorten a lot of scenes. As you can tell, I'm going crazy. I tried to sleep on this movie, and this is gonna be stuck in my head for a while. I will say there has been awards consideration for this movie. It's not gonna happen for this. As much as I want it to, this is too out there. Even for A24, this is really, really out there. And so there is a specific scene in this movie. Like, I can pinpoint this scene where I just know if people are gonna watch this, they're either gonna walk out or just like turn it off if they're watching it at home. Like, I know it for a fact, and just it was, in my opinion, it was fucking crazy. That's what a lot of this movie is. This is a fucking crazy movie. If I had to nominate someone though, like as in an acting performance, I would honestly nominate Patti LuPone. She did a fucking incredible job, and of course, maybe I'd nominate Joaquin because he did great. But if I had to pick one, it would most definitely be Patti LuPone because she was in mostly she was in the third act of the movie, and she was incredible in it. So yeah, Beau was afraid, and so am I. This is a tough watch. This is a really, really tough watch. This is definitely not for everyone. And honestly, it clicked with me in a way that I did not expect. If honestly, I could have seen this on a really bad day, and I could easily say that this was like the worst movie of the year. But I saw it on a pretty good day. So I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 for this. It might go up the next time I watch it for the spoiler review, but I gotta give it to Ari Aster on this because this is an ambitious, really fucking weird movie. And once again, I do not understand. Like I will say right now, this is the weirdest movie I have ever seen. Like I can't believe this got made. Can't believe that this has like a $35 million budget, and just good for Ari Aster. He's planning to make his next movie already. It's filming this summer with Joaquin Phoenix. Apparently set the star in that one as well. So just I don't know what to do with this one. So yeah, my question for you guys this video is, are you afraid? Are you? What are you afraid of? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Okay, I wanted to commit to that bit, but I couldn't. Oh man, that's. See, you see what this movie has done to me. If you want to feel like this, if you want to feel like me right now, go watch this movie. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.